Guys, the stock market is all over the place yet again today. It's currently 1:15 p.m. on the East Coast. We have the S&P up 0.3%. We have the Nasdaq down 0.3%. The Russell is at break even. And we have the Dow up 0.6%. So we have to break it down, go over some charts, and three stocks in particular that I'm looking at now. So sit back, relax, hit the like button, subscribe, check out my Patreon down below if you guys want all my moves in the markets. And you could also get 50 free bucks from M1 Finance, also linked down below. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. So if you guys were paying attention earlier in the day, SPY and QQQ for that matter, both of them broke out and hit brand new all-time highs. You guys can see here, SPY hit $473.54, taking out the high from pre-market on Friday, which was right around $472, and that was also an all-time high from pre-market on Friday. And we hit that high today, right? We broke out, and then we ended up pulling back right away. Talk about volatility, right? We hit the all-time high. We hovered there for a little bit, right? And then all of a sudden, this thing took a cliff dive from 473.50 down to about 469. So it dropped almost 1%, erasing all of that gain and some from the beginning of the day. And now in real time, we're finally finding some support. We're consolidating, running up a little bit, and we're trading right around 470, 471, which is a good sign considering on this 20-day chart, you guys can clearly see 470 was resistance for a while. We talked about that, and now we're pulling back and we're actually testing that resistance as support. And by the looks of it, this is simply a little pullback, a mini pullback. That's all it is. We're holding the 50 SMA as well on this 20-day chart. So I expect buyers, we're already seeing buyers step in around 470, 471. So by the looks of it, this might see another rally heading into the rest of the day, and we will cover that in my video later on today. So make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't done that already. And for Triple Q, let's pop it up. Triple Q also broke out this morning. We obviously took out the highs from last week. We hit an all-time high, like I said, at 408.71, and then we ended up taking a beating. You guys can see it went from 408 down to 401, which was a drop of 2%. That was a pretty big intraday drop for Triple Q, and now we're finding a bottom at about 401, 402. We're running up, and now we're trading above 403, which pulling back on this 20-day chart, you guys can see we're now fighting to break back over the 50 SMA, and overall, by the looks of it, as of now that is, and everything is subject to change, but as of now, by the looks of it, we're simply pulling back, mini pullback, and we're holding the uptrend. We're seeing buyers step in at a higher low above 401, 402, which is a very good sign overall for the uptrend to continue. So what do you guys think? Drop me a comment down below. Make sure to smash the like button as well if you are finding value in this video and all my videos. And as always, I appreciate all of you guys for being here. And now let's talk about three stocks that I'm looking at. Some are red, some are green. Well, one's green. The other two are red. And number one, we'll go over the green one. Why not? Green first, right, guys? It is Gamestop, GME. And I want to go over the positive price action that I'm seeing so far today when it comes to GameStop. And I also want to go over how it's on the brinks of breaking out. Big breakout, right? We're already breaking out a little bit. But I think if we break this level that we're going to talk about, there could be a push towards 300. Voice crack. I know you guys like the voice cracks in the videos. GameStop, look at it, guys. It's up 6% today. It's up $13. And we talked about it last week at about 225, 230. And I mentioned to you all, that's a big spot. It's a big psychological level of resistance for the stock, considering back in August, pretty much all from the end of August up until now, well, I guess up until Friday, because now we're breaking out. For the past couple of months, 230, 225 has been a big resistance, right? We struggled there back in August many times, in September, and even recently, earlier in November. Other than that one-off run that we saw at a 250, we were struggling at 225, 230, and now that we're breaking out of it, We're running towards the top of the wedge, and now we're testing 250, which is that one-off run that we saw about a week or two ago. This is on, like I said, the brinks of breaking out. Look at this. We hit 255, and I'm going to set my alert right around 250 for this stock. If we break that point, 250 to 255, the high point from earlier in November, that would actually take us out of the wedge as well on the 4-hour chart. And now we're talking a breakout towards 300, maybe even higher. And it's not really out of the cards considering how fast GameStop can run and considering the cult following that really follows GameStop. And I think the short interest right now is not crazy like it used to be. I think it's hovering around 10-15%. It might be more than that. But from what I was looking at before this video, it was right around 10-15%. Correct me if I'm wrong. It might be way more than that. Who the heck knows? But at this point, what I do know is if 250 breaks, we're going to catch fire. GameStop is going to rip. I'm confident in that, and I'm watching it for that exact reason. Stock number 2, guys, is Airbnb, ticker symbol ABNB. This one's down 7%, down $13 per share just today. And you guys in my Patreon know this is one that I traded about a week ago, maybe a little bit more than a week ago when it was at 196. I bought it right around 196, 197, sold it in the low 200s, quick little trade, and good thing I got out considering we're dipping pretty aggressively now, and I'm thankful because, this is another re-entry opportunity for me. I'm looking at it as a re-entry as we're now trading down towards that 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart, which historically speaking, judging off these past couple of weeks/months, every time Airbnb has come down towards that main moving average, and let's see here, when did it start bouncing off of that? Back in the beginning of August. Ever since August, every time we've pulled back, we've tested and bounced off of that main 180 moving average. So now that we're oversold on the 4-hour chart, the RSI is at 25. We've been slaughtered the past couple of days. The stock's down 15%. And just the past couple of days alone, I think we're going to see some sort of relief rally at 180, 175, 185, which is kind of what we're already seeing. If you pull up the intraday chart, you're noticing we hit 176. Now we're bouncing off of that, and we are seeing a bit of a relief rally. Now the question is, will this last? I don't know, which is why I'm not diving into the stock quite yet. I'm going to give it a couple of days to let the dust settle, maybe another day or two. And even if that means I miss a decent part of the move, I just want to be certain that we're not catching a falling knife here, which as of now, it kind of still is a falling knife, which is why I'm giving it a day or two to settle here. So overall, Airbnb is worth watching. I like the dip here, and I think ultimately we could bounce off of here. And stock number 3 is another one that's dipping. It's Coinbase, ticker symbol COIN. This one's down about 4 or 5 roughly percent today. It's down about $15 per share, and judging off the recent high, we hit 370. We're now down about $50 from that point roughly, and that equates to about 15%. So just like Airbnb, Coinbase is down 15% from the recent highs. And also like Airbnb, we're approaching the key 180 moving average, which has held as support over the past couple of weeks. And on top of that, we're towards the bottom of the wedge on this 4-hour chart that I have drawn out here, which we've also bounced off of that about 2-3 times in the past as well. Notice how we hit about 294 a month ago. That was the bottom of the wedge. We saw a nice rally. We also hit about 308. That was about 12 days ago. We bounced off the bottom of the wedge there to about 350. Now we're testing it again at about 315, the bottom of the wedge. Do we bounce up to 330, 340, which is the top of the wedge, right by that 50 moving average on the 4-hour chart? I think that's very possible. So watch out for Coinbase. And the truth is, if it tanks under 310, it breaks that 180 SMA, I'm not going to touch it there, at least as a trade, because it would probably free fall from there towards 270, 280, so I'd be careful. But as long as it's holding the 180 SMA and the wedge. I think it's in play. And the same thing with Airbnb. You know, if Airbnb, let's say it breaks under the 180 SMA, let's say it starts going 170, 160, 150, that's going to be a break of trend. I would be very careful there as well. So overall, that's it. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe, drop me a comment, check out my Patreon if you want all my buys, sells, call outs, morning update videos, more access to me. Literally everything I do in the markets, guys, I post on Patreon. My options moves, my trades, my long-term positions, all of that is on Patreon, link down below. Make sure to also get your $50 from M1 Finance and your 2 stocks from Webull up to $1,600, also linked down below. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching as always. Keep crushing the markets. Stay safe out there. Peace out.